can't stop thinking about it, and it's getting worse and worse. Loop, 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 loop. Have a friend who is a hairdresser, and she has a client who keeps changing her appointments, and it's costing her money, and she keeps replaying it over and over in her head, and she's getting more and more frustrated every single time she does that. Today, she said something different. She said, I watched your video last night and I had a stability moment, which made me laugh because it's actually helping. She paused and said, yes, that was a stability moment. And this is this is a really important part, and a lot of people can miss it because we're actually in the moment. And that is, it's not about what happened anymore, although it feels very real here on planet Earth, but it's more about the loop that your brain is running, and you can't get out of that loop. It feels like it's just, it just feels very, very painful. We have all, if you're listening to this, you have more than likely had that happen to you. So instead of staying in it, she did 3 very simple things. First, she took the big P, right? That is your power. And she paused. That was the big P. She reached out for support. And then she got out of her own head. Because how can you get out of your own head? If you download the stability spiral, you'll understand that when you start looping, you move into survival, you move into sympathetic, and then you've got chemicals that are rushing through. And so the adrenaline and the cortisol, and you move into, there's a threat. And so then you don't have any clarity around things. You're just moving from emotions. So she shifted that and took that pause and understood that while it feels very real, and it is a very real situation, she could do something about it. She could actually do something for herself and take that pause, reach out to somebody, those microstabilities, the stacking of the microstabilities, and got out of her own head. What she did is she interrupted the loop. So it didn't fix everything. That's not what this is about. This is about becoming the internal operator, but she disrupted the pattern. She interrupted that loop, which is the power thing. And from there, she could respond instead of reacting, which is exactly what we want. So you don't have to solve everything in the moment. Sometimes the win is just stopping that loop. In fact, that is the win. So anyway, that is, you can download you can download that stability spiral. That's always in the description. And that is at, and that stability, that is lennymotivates.net /stability spiral. And if you want to go deeper, there are 2 things you can do. I have a course that's listed in there, that 6 weeks to stability and empowerment, incredibly powerful. It is 8 hours, accredited for 8 hours, currently in New Mexico for mental health therapists or mental health professionals. And if you want to permanently, you don't always know what those programs are that are running, and to just do an overall rewiring of your brain for the programs that you want, so that you actually can have more control on a permanent lasting, because these stability moments, this is how you stop the spiral. So the stability moments are moments that you see that you are spiraling down. And then this, that's not you, these are states of mind. So the programmed reactor, it's a state of mind. And that is when you just spiral down, you just keep going down because you're in your programs. And that's where the adrenaline, the cortisol, and it keeps looping and looping. And you want to stop that spiral before you have those chemicals that last for hours in your system, or days or weeks or months, and turn into a dis-ease. And so, because the issues are in your tissues, and this is something that you can literally move out of. So you want to spiral up the state that you, the state of mind, the state that someone, if you want to control this, is the internal operator. And the internal operator comes from the place of what my friend did, and she takes the pause, to recognize I'm spiraling here, I'm looping, and this thought is looping and it's painful. I don't want to be in this spiral and in this these looped thoughts. And then she took the after the pause, created the moments by calling me, calling her daughter, and she stopped the loop. She got out of her head, and that is the internal operator. So it doesn't solve the problem, but yet it creates enough clarity, enough gives you that break, those micro stabilities where you're talking to someone, or you're going outside and earthing, or you're taking the vagal breathing, so that you can stop those chemicals from moving through your body and before they like overwhelm it. And then you can, from there, that's going to give you, that's going to create some space for you, so that you can come from, it creates capacity, so that then you can come from a place of clarity and not come from the survival mode, and move more, make decisions, and have your full working capacity coming from the parasympathetic, where rest and digest and be able to find that clarity, so that you come from a place when you make a decision or decide what you're going to do, you're not coming from, she did this and to me and I'm a victim and and all of that. You're coming from a place of empowerment versus disempowerment, giving your power away to anyone, anything, any situation, any of that. This is you taking back your power. This is you becoming that internal operator, moving into that state of the internal operator versus just running off those programs. You can rewire those programs. That's always there's an app for that. That's always in the description. And if you want to go even deeper, again, the 6 weeks to stability and empowerment, the accredited course, it's for everyone. I actually created it for myself after my husband died. It's now been 16 months. And finding stability and my daughter, that was the journey that we were on. And so it's really for you. It's for any of us, that for our nervous system. So it's we stabilize the nervous system. Then we rewire our brains, those programs, we rewire them. And then we move into empowerment. We move into our authority. So I hope that this stability moment has been wonderful for you. You can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything. I believe in you. You can do this. And as always, shining my light to brighten yours. Today is day 23. We will see you tomorrow for day 24 of our 365 days of stability, stability moments. See you then. Ciao.